Next, the racing action would shift to the Winston 300 at the Thompson Speedway. The temperature's close to 100. There was heated action both on and off the racetrack as front-running teams planned their strategy.
Oh, yeah, never count the Big Reg out. You know, I'm sure he'll be right there, and he's tough. You know, he's a real good competitor, and I would expect we'll have some good hard racing, side-by-side, wheel-to-wheel, probably closer than that.
You know, Mike finished first last year. I finished second. I hope to turn it around this year.
And Mike McLaughlin was feeling the heat of losing the point championship this season. 1 year ago, this was one of his more happier events. When the field was set to go to green, it was Mike Stefanik and Reggie Ruggiero. The battle of the points and the battle of the 300 was about to begin. Mike Stefanik would stand on the throttle hard, but 300 laps was a long distance to go. The field would rumble into turn number 1. Then Mike McLaughlin would pick up some steam down the back straightaway. Ruggiero was involved in the mix-up. McLaughlin was also involved. So was in Brian Ross and several other front-running competitors. Mike McLaughlin was looking to head to the pit area. Bobby Park was also setting on pit road in the opposite direction. Brian Ross was looking for a right rear tire to get him back into things. And so was in Reggie Ruggiero with car number 44. Jeff Fuller, he showed the worst of the damage to the back end. But back to speed, it was Mike Stefanik still in command. Stefanik led the charge as Bobby Park would get crossed up and get out of shape down the front straightaway in the Sunset Fuels number 19. And Brad Hytella, the independent runner, would slam the wall hard with car number 54. But that didn't stop the determination of some as Mike McLaughlin was back into the race with determination and points on his mind. Mike Stefanik pitted early in the competition. Right side rubber would be the story. Stefanik, like Mike Iwanisko, would also be in search of position number 1. Back towards the front of this field, Reggie Ruggiero was trying to get dialed in. Independent runners like S.J. Avanson and Dwight Jarvis were looking good. Stefanik and Rick Fuller would run up front. Fuller had led the event when suddenly Mike Iwanisko had dropped out of the competition. John Zavisa would slam the wall hard with car number 01, bring out yet another caution in the event. Wholesale change of position on pit road. Doug Heberant, Tony Hirschman into the pit area. All would make their way back out to the front of the field. Brian Ross would give Doug Heberant a run for the number 1 spot for a while as Ross would try to work his way into content. Then Hirschman would thread the needle and get to the front of this field. He too was picking them off, but Mike Stefanik was the man now in command. Final circuit of competition, it looked like a cakewalk when Hirschman would drop off the pace and think the race had ended. But not yet until Mike Stefanik would set in Winston Victory Lane.
I just take it one race at a time, just like the crew does. We prepare well, and whatever happens, happens. We have no real control over like what happened to Mike and Reggie today. It's just when you're running a pack of cars, things happen, and before you know it, you're in trouble. But that's why I was happy that we're out in front, and I really wanted to run hard all day to stay up front to try to stay out of any skirmish that we could get into.
Like I say, I don't know if I'd beat Mike. He had his work done today, and before he got to the race, he did a heck of a job of driving, and all I wanted was a fair shake at him.